Tired of dealing with annoying flies, fruit flies, and gnats in your home? The Zevo Flying Insect Trap is your ultimate solution. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description now to get your Zevo Flying Insect Trap on Amazon and enjoy a bug-free home today.
A young tradesman shared how he purchased 2 homes without having rich parents or a high-paying job. Despite coming from a disadvantaged background, Harry Doig, 25, now owns 2 properties in Queensland and is ambitiously planning to build a real estate empire. Mr. Doig believes that young Australians can afford to buy a home if they are dedicated to saving money and are willing to purchase cheaper that they can renovate. His advice for others looking at buying a home is to not be so persistent on getting things on credit and should only live within their means. It's not as comfortable, but it's well worth it in the long run, he told the Courier Mail. While saving for a deposit on a low wage, Mr. Doig had to reduce his spending on luxuries that many Australians take for granted. That included cancelling subscriptions like Netflix and avoiding buy now pay later services like ZitPay and Afterpay. He also stopped dining out. Going through those tough circumstances and living off 2-minute noodles, unpredictable accommodation, high cost of living, just had to make it work no matter how hard it got. He sold most of his tools and eventually saved enough for a 10% deposit on a home. However, the young tradesman then faced another challenge, securing a loan. Mr. Doig said he was laughed at by a NAB employee when seeking a mortgage, which he said was pretty demoralizing. Another bank employee said he was denied a loan because he was too high risk but was finally given the chance to complete his goal on his 3rd attempt. The mining mechanic purchased his first home in Allenstown, Rockhampton, for $170,000 in 2021 after pinching every penny possible on a low wage. After fixing in new doors and adding carpeted flooring, he now rents out the home and set his sights on another property. He struck again in January last year, snapping up a $210,000 home on nearby Murray Street with plans to fully renovate it himself. He said he was inspired to invest in property to help carve a better life for himself. Mr. Doig advises hopeful homeowners to aim for realistic goals by seeking out more affordable properties in the regions, rather than buying in the major cities, where prices were soaring out of control. Despite the Reserve Bank increasing interest rates to get a hold of inflation, property prices in Australia's capital cities have continued to surge by another 20% in the last year. Businessman and Freelancer.com CEO Matt Berry said that a home is considered astronomically unaffordable by economists if it costs more than 5 times the average salary. In Australia, the average capital city home is 9 times the average salary. In Sydney, it's an eye-watering 13 times. The root of all evil in this country is the astronomical price of housing. Once you understand all the ramifications of that, it really is the problem that is the root of all problems, Mr. Berry said. In Sydney, the median house costs about $1.6 million, according to Domain's house price report for the March 2024 quarter, with the firm forecasting the median price could hit $2 million within the next 3 years. It's the second most expensive city in the world to buy a house behind Hong Kong. Mr. Berry said it was now mathematically impossible for a household on the median income to pay off a mortgage in Australia. The median wage is about $94,000 a year, where your take-home is about $5,900 a month after tax. On a $1.2 million mortgage at current rates, it's close to a $7,000 per month in mortgage repayments. Salaries can no longer pay for houses in Sydney, he said.